First, we will start with a short warm-up, where I will ask you some questions to find out more about you. This part is not assessed. After the warm-up, there are 3 assessed parts to the test: an interview, a short talk, and a discussion. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food is sushi. I love how fresh and light it tastes, especially when it includes salmon or tuna. The combination of rice, seaweed, and fish is simple but so delicious. I usually eat it on special occasions or when I go out with friends because it's not something I can easily make at home. I also enjoy trying different types of sushi, like maki rolls or sashimi, as they all have unique flavors.
Can you tell me something about your best friend?
My best friend is Sarah. We've been friends since we were in primary school, so we've known each other for a long time. She's very kind and funny, and she always knows how to cheer me up when I'm feeling down. One thing I really admire about her is how hardworking she is. She always does her best in school and helps me when I struggle with my homework. We both enjoy reading and playing badminton, so we spend a lot of time together doing those things.
What do you want to do when you finish school?
When I finish school, I want to go to university and study medicine. I've always been interested in helping people and learning about how the human body works. After that, I hope to become a doctor and work in a hospital or clinic. I know it will take a lot of effort and years of studying, but I believe it's a meaningful career. Besides, it would make my parents really proud, as they've always supported my dream.
The first assessed part of the test is an interview. I'm going to ask you some questions about films. Try to say as much as you can for each question. Can you tell me about the types of film which are popular with young people?
Young people enjoy a variety of films, but some of the most popular genres are action, comedy, and fantasy. Action films, like superhero movies, are very exciting because they have lots of special effects and fast-paced scenes. Comedy films are also a favorite because they are light-hearted and make people laugh, which is great for relaxing. Fantasy films, such as those based on magical worlds, are loved by young people because they let them escape into a completely different reality. Streaming services like Netflix have also made it easy for young people to explore different genres, so tastes are becoming even more diverse.
Can you tell me about a film you saw recently and whether you enjoyed it?
A film I saw recently was The Avengers: Endgame. It's an action-packed superhero movie with an incredible storyline. I enjoyed it a lot because the characters were so well developed, and the special effects were amazing. The film also had a mix of exciting battles and emotional moments, which kept me engaged throughout. I watched it with my friends, and we couldn't stop talking about it afterwards. What I liked most was how it brought together all the previous films in the series and gave a satisfying ending.
Do you think it is better to watch a film at home or at the cinema?
Both have their advantages, but I think it's better to watch a film at the cinema. The experience is much more immersive because of the big screen, surround sound, and the overall atmosphere. Watching a film at the cinema also feels more special, especially when it's a highly anticipated release. On the other hand, watching at home is more comfortable because you can pause the film, have snacks without spending a lot of money, and enjoy it with family or friends. Personally, I prefer the cinema for big blockbusters but enjoy watching films at home for a cozy night in.
The second assessed part of the test is a short talk. I will give you a card, and you will have 1 minute to read it and think about what you want to say. You should talk about the points on the card. You can't make any written notes, but you can ask me if there is anything you do not understand. You may keep the card until the end of the short talk. Here is your card. You now have up to 2 minutes to talk about the topic on the card. I will stop you after 2 minutes, but do not worry if you have not finished your talk.
When going on holiday with family and friends, keeping a record of everything you do is a wonderful idea. 2 options to consider are taking a lot of photographs and writing a diary. Both have their own advantages and disadvantages. Taking a lot of photographs is quick and easy, especially with smartphones. Photos capture the exact moment, including the people, places, and emotions, which is great for looking back on memories. You can also share them with others, either through social media or by creating an album. However, the downside is that sometimes you're so focused on taking pictures that you miss out on fully enjoying the experience. Also, over time, digital photos might get lost if they're not properly saved or backed up. On the other hand, writing a diary helps you reflect on the day in more detail. You can describe not only what you saw, but also how you felt, which makes the memories feel more personal. It's a creative process, and rereading it later can take you back to that moment in a way photos might not. However, writing a diary takes time and effort, especially after a long day of activities, and it's not something you can easily share with others unless they enjoy reading. Personally, I would prefer taking photographs because it's more convenient and I enjoy looking back at visual memories. I could always write captions or short notes to go along with the photos if I wanted to remember how I felt at that time. That way, I get the best of both worlds, capturing the moment and saving time to enjoy the holiday fully.
Now I'm going to ask you a few questions related to the topic you have just talked about. This part of the test will last approximately 3 minutes. Most people take too many photographs. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree that most people take too many photographs nowadays. With smartphones, it's so easy to snap pictures all the time, but often, people don't even look at those photos again. Instead of enjoying the moment, they focus on capturing it, which can be distracting. However, photographs are valuable for keeping memories alive, so I think the problem isn't the number of photos but rather the lack of thought behind them. If people were more selective and focused on quality instead of quantity, their photos would be more meaningful.
Do you think we can learn more about the past from older family members than from history books?
I think both older family members and history books have unique things to offer. Older family members can share personal stories and experiences that bring the past to life in a way that books cannot. For example, they might talk about how they lived through a historical event or what life was like during their childhood. On the other hand, history books provide a broader and more accurate view of the past, with facts and analysis that older relatives might not know. I believe the best way to learn about the past is by combining both sources, listening to family stories for a personal perspective and reading books for a wider context.
Nowadays, people rely too much on their mobile phones to help them to remember information. What do you think?
I agree that people rely too much on their mobile phones to remember information. We use them for everything, saving important dates, making to-do lists, and even storing passwords. While it's convenient, it also makes us less likely to use our memory. For example, many people can't even remember phone numbers anymore because they're saved on their devices. On the positive side, mobile phones free up mental space for more creative or complex tasks. However, I think we should practice memorizing important information to keep our minds sharp and reduce dependence on technology.
Some people say that we should not believe everything we read or watch on the internet. What is your opinion?
I completely agree that we shouldn't believe everything we read or watch on the internet. The internet is full of both reliable and unreliable information, and it can be hard to tell the difference. There are fake news articles, biased opinions, and edited videos that can easily mislead people. It's important to check the source and verify the information before believing or sharing it. However, the internet is also a great tool for learning if used carefully. Critical thinking is key. Questioning what we see and cross-checking facts can help us avoid being misinformed.
Thank you. This is the end of the test.